This is the ship. It's a 12-meter long ship, 3 meters wide. God knows what it is in feet, I don't do math. We bought it for, walk with me, we bought it for 300 euros, which is roughly like 300 bucks. So, as you can see, most people would probably not do this, but because I am either very stupid or very smart, I did this. It doesn't have any paint on it. It just has the fiberglass layer. It's a full wood frame ship with a plywood skin that has a thin layer of fiberglass. This was halfway done when the previous owner suddenly said he doesn't have any money, that sold the engine, keel, everything, and said he doesn't want to see it anymore. And I bought it after it stood for a few years. I bought it from the company that fixed it up, or was fixing it up. It was in a different place previously. It had a little roof built on it. One side of the roof was gone, and this was the side that did not have the roof anymore. The tarp. It got a good amount of structural damage in a few places, and one place somebody even has tried to burn it when I was sitting there. As you can see, it's charred, but either the wood is very durable or it is just so moist it didn't. But coming to the rear, here you can see where the money ran out. This isn't laminated, it's plywood, but the outer skin plywood looks like it's in a good condition. You can put the camera in. And that's the reason why I bought it. It looks good on the inside. I don't still know where its propeller shaft is, or where it's supposed to be. It might be laminated over, and they thought we're going to deal with that later, and later never came. But let's go on the ship. This is the back cabin, where they were just filmed. About, I'd say, 4 people could fit in, but I think it's just going to be the 2 of us. Best part is that the wall frame has survived very well, and so is the plywood. And the keel, we're going to get a better look of the keel inside. Keel has survived, and get the camera on. Another sleeping area is under there that connects to the engine bay. It still has the gallon on the roof. We have a lot of gallons survived in the garage right now. But yeah, looks good. I think here is supposed to be a window. But I'll add it back now. Quite small hatch. So what I wish to do with the cockpit is luckily fiberglass, meaning it's just clean and grind work and paint, with some damage to the fiberglass that can be easily fixed. What I wish to do here is raise this side up a bit, so there will be an entrance to go from the main part of the ship to the back, so we wouldn't have to come through the outside every time. And we can look at the deck. This roof has survived fairly well. It is a bit soft, but not as bad as the one in the front. I'm gonna... Because this is slippery and my bones are tougher, I will be taking the risk for the videotaping. So this is the main problem area here. It's very soft. It's frozen right now. It's full of water. But this entire roof is pretty much screwed. This needs a lot of work. And then there's this trouble child here, where the hatch was probably sold and it was left to the elements, and the surrounding is pretty much it. So the plan with this is to take away this roof, raise it, and put the entire section is plexiglass. So we would have this big window up here that opens a little bit. This is good because then we can repurpose this hatch into the front, and we're a little bit richer. Other than that, rest of the deck is in a good shape, doesn't bend through. And today, as I was tearing off the tarp that was frozen through the night, I also noticed that up here we actually have some beautiful red teak wood coming out, so we can actually grind it and repurpose the teak. And of course the roof that is going to become plexiglass, we can...
Okay, here I would like to note that it's actually mahogany, not teak. I don't know why I said that, but that's that.
But now I'll hand it back. Let's go on the inside. It has quite a lot of sleeping quarters for a ship this small. One is in the back there, and of course on the other side is a sleeping quarter that I showed from the back. For some reason the door from the kitchen side has been screwed in. So we can't actually go through here to the back. As you can see, this opening there, this opening is where the stove used to be, the wobbly stone, so to speak. That was probably sold. We do have the sink though. That survived. And this is the main room. Here is the reason why I want to raise the roof, because I don't want to stand like this. I would like to have it raised a bit. Here is the central table. Half of it is gone. That is supposed to have hinges. We will see what we do with it. Originally it has had windows like this, and then somebody decided whatever this is. Here is the reason why the ceiling is rotten, is because it has delaminated these frames, and the plywood is pretty much gone. It has plywood, then a layer of the fiber of the plastic, and then it has the decking on it. So we're probably going to be removing all of this wood structure. We can probably reuse the frame, because just glue it together again, but and then put plexiglass the rest on those. But so there will be some structural strength left over. But the plywood is definitely gonna go. Pretty much the plan right now is that we're gonna get rid of everything except the walls. We can't remove the walls, and grind the plywood that you can see the red, paint it white, and all the frame we're gonna lacquer or lock, put wood finish on it, nice beautiful yellow. I think you get the idea. Here we see the, oh, we can step on that. We see the fantastic toilet. Oh, we can't stand up on that either. And we still have the toilet in here, which is good. We don't have to buy a new one. And as you can see, another reason why the raised roof is it's so small. I can stand up just keeping the head low. There are foot water pumps. It isn't electric, so that's a neat little thing that I will keep, because I'm not an electrician. And here are some closets, which are really don't like to be opened. Huh? Ow. And they slide out of the way. Like that. Oh, you practically can't see anything. You know it's here. And then we get into this very tiny room at the bow. Pretty much one man's sleeping quarter. And here is the bad situation deck. As you can see, it's actually charred as well. Somebody has really tried to burn the ship down. This ship is too mighty for that. There's the keel. If there's gonna be any structural damage to the keel, I suspect that it's gonna be here because this was open to the elements. But let's hope not. Up. And here is the command modules. Of course, nothing is connected. There is no electric systems practically on the ship right as of now. Everything was sold with the last order. And now we go to the engine bay. And at this point we can see the reason why I bought this is because of the pretty keel that is nice and yellow. It runs the whole way, and the reason why it looks so good being in the elements is because the company that was repairing the ship actually changed it and changed the outer plywood as well. Oh, yeah, that's so structurally this ship is actually in a very good condition, and that's the reason why I bought it. Oh, what nice and beautiful. Of course, this is the engine bay. This is where the engine would sit. Something we don't have. We will see how what engine are we gonna put on it. If we're gonna be cheap and hoping for a lot of engine trouble, we could put a car engine. That would be cheap, but very painful. This should go back here now. We want to exit the ship. Up. And yeah, that's about it. It still has the keel holes, these holes in the metal, and we're not gonna remove any of the keel holes or the sailing or the mast anchor, because at one point we might be rich enough to buy a keel and a mast and sails and then have this make it a sailboat. As of now, we don't have that luxury. We get to just a regular boat. We just push the throttle and the thing goes forward. A lot of it has survived, amazingly. A lot more than what would be expected. But half of it was covered for years. So yeah, we're lucky like that. But yeah, that's about it. But I wouldn't recommend this to...
Here I would like to add that anyone who wants to build a ship like this, you feel free to do so, and if you can, do it, but a ship in this level of disrepair is quite a hard challenge.
Others who have no experience in shipbuilding, I went to school for 3 years. I learned shipbuilding, and I was actually building yachts from ground up for 2 years. So this is kind of my thing. So I see that there's nothing I can't that is over my abilities. I can do all of it except maybe the electric work and some of the woodwork. very, very detailed woodwork, and the engine work as well. But I know people who can help me with those things. I was the laminator and the paint repairman, so the hull is my deal. So that's about it. I guess we'll post updates as we go along. I think we can walk out, and plan for now is to build a roof on it with some greenhouse plastic or greenhouse tarp. So there would be no more water intake because we just had tarps on it. It rained, there was a storm, and as you can see, wherever the tarp was on, let the water through. I actually can see some of the tarp still in the ice. It froze this night, and the tarps were attached to the wood, which of course revealed some of the beautiful red teak. Not on this roof though. This is actually the only solid roof. It would be very funny if I fall through it now, but that doesn't happen. This is the only one that has survived. The others are soft. Of course, the immediate sides are also stronger, but everything from the wheelhouse forward is in a bad state. From this line forward needs some heavy tech work, but again, nothing impossible. This is the hatch that we got with the ship. That was on here, and yeah, this is pretty much all that was covered. There was no this hatch, and the same goes to that side. So very limited in the hatch department. I think this one is frozen. Oh, there we go. And weirdly, this hatch seems quite bigger than the rails are, but maybe there's some system that was built in that has been removed. The wheel, nothing out of the ordinary here. One weird thing is that it stops at random points, at random times. It's probably because the bicycle chain that's in here, bicycle chain that's in here is probably gets stuck into somewhere, as it isn't attached to anything. Of course, as we're gonna start working on the deck, we're gonna remove this wheel thing entirely, the wheel post. We don't know about this one because this is needed for the sailing, for the sails, but we don't have those. But on the other side, it's probably part of the upper frame, and I wouldn't want to cut it off. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it, if I'm gonna keep it or not. But it would be great to have this space that isn't taken up by this. And of course, this has been a diesel cap. Of course, now everything is frozen. Miks muut se tulee taas? Tulee yleensä siis keera lahti, aga ta on jääs praegu. Ai jah, vasta olla ta on jääs. And luckily we have this and the water cork on the other side as well. We don't have to buy those. That's something else. The water cork is on this side. It has survived. Kun sä otat siihen vielä, siis sä näet sitä siis. So that's where the water goes in. Of course, we don't have any water or fuel tanks. This is just the hull. This is just ship. This is all we have now. But it's great to be on the sea. And then crash it. But yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna build the roof. It's gonna be, I would like this to be like high so we can actually work on the deck. And I at first thought I was gonna go for sheet that is used for hay bales to cover them in winter, but that's thick and it's black, and if you put it on here, it's pretty much darkness. You would have to take lamps and you might screw something up. That's why the greenhouse plastic is better because it's a see-through. The light comes in, and you can see things better than if you would walk with a lamp somewhere. And then the next project is either we're gonna buy or I'm gonna weld myself a little stove in here after the roof is on, so we could actually come and heat the ship. This is actually very important for a wooden ship, is it, to heat it, especially if it has the plastic lining on the outside, because if you don't, the moisture stays in and it rots the wood. It's pretty much a constant thing that you have to come and heat the ship. If it's outside of the water, then it's from time to time. In the area we live in Saaremaa, it's moisture all the time, so we're gonna have to assign a few hours of our life to heating the ship. And if she's at work, I'm most definitely going to sleep in here as well. Yeah, as I said, like the part that is going to go on the plexiglass, there's the mast foot, the mast placement, and that's going to remain at its altitude. I don't want to change that because, of course, I don't know the structure of this of how it's built. So it's probably going to be just a hole in the plexiglass and just corners built into it, a little enclave in there. And for now, that's about it. There isn't much anything to show anymore. Quite a lot of work, but hey, we got time. We're gonna start with the deck work and internal work because we can't do the hull because it's fall right now, or autumn, and winter is coming. And insert your funny meme references here of winter coming. Outdated memes. But so the hull work of laminating and painting the hull is gonna take place when the spring warm comes, and hopefully we can have this thing in the harbor by the summer. I doubt it. There's a lot of work to do, but we'll see. It's all about progress, keeping it going. Of course, the thing that is going to take a lot of money out of our pockets is the navigation. I saw many videos of people just saying I have a smartphone. That kinda doesn't work when you don't have reception. So we want navigation because we're planning some long distance travel with the ship. We also have a dinghy that I also built that myself. Well, honestly, the dinghy is quite big. I don't know where we're gonna put it on here, but we'll find the place. And yeah, hooray! Cease the video.